Hello everyone, how are you? And welcome to another live. I will just check if I am on the right page. I would hate to see you look for me on a page and I'm not there. And yes, I am, so that's great to see. My name's Anita Masiro. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia, and I'd like to welcome you to my live today. I apologise to anyone that was prepared to watch me last week when I suddenly had to cancel, and you know, it's life, things take over, and family is more important than anything else for me. Anyway, I've got a lot to get through today, so I think what we'll do is pop the camera down and we'll go through. I've got the catalogue to go through, the great joining office that is happening at the moment, and then we'll do a quick card so that you can see something. So it's making up for what I've missed out on. So anyway, let's flip you down. Okay, it won't be a moment. Okay, I think we're down. It's always tricky getting it just right. So just want to make sure we've got it right so that you can see and we're all together. So first of all, you can see here, I've got our starter kit, and this is the joining offer for May. So anyone who wishes to join, or if you have a large order, this is the perfect time to join, because when you join Stampin' Up, you get to choose the products you want in your starter kit. Now, for May, as we've just got a new catalogue out, we've got a great new range of colours, and this great lot of colours is superb. And what better way than to get them for nothing? So if you have, if you're interested in this, you can get $235 worth of products of your choosing. So it's anything in the catalogue or the online store. You get to choose that, and you only pay $169, but you also get the 5 new ink pads, a packet of sorted cardstock, which have the 5 new colours in it, a packet of 6x6 DSP, which also are all the 5 colours, and a packet of the 5 in-colour markers. And that's valued at $144. So you're getting quite a lot for your money. So I roughly worked it out. It was about $310 for only $169. And let's face it, why would you knock that back? So that's our offer for the month of May. So it ends on the 31st of May. I'll just pull those two aside for now. So I'm going to talk about our catalogue, and I'll get to the kits. So our catalogue is a lot of fun. This is very different to what we've had before, and because it is different, some people are finding it unsure. So the cover itself looks really lovely, like sitting around a table with friends, crafting, nibbling, having a few drinks is wonderful. So inside, it's set out very differently to what it's used to be. So we start off with what they call step-by-step crafting. And this is so that, I'll just get past the pages, it's for our kits. And the great thing with our kits is they come complete with instructions, complete with everything that you need to do the project. Whether it be have some inks in it and a stamp. Excuse me, I better get a drink. I knew that was going to happen. So you've got a lot. So what I've got here is that for the month of May, they've just released a couple more that are not there. And this is the City Lights kit. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful set. I can't wait to get my hands on this. This is one that has a stamp set with it. So you'll get a photopolymer stamp set. You get an ink spot, and in this case, it's the Bubble Bath. I'm sorry, Pebble Path. Blech. Yeah, my glass is fixed. And everything's cut for you, so that's really great. So that's $37 for the City Sights kit. Then our next one is our Hello Hollyhocks kit. And this kit is all pre-done. Everything's done for you. So the stamping, the lot. All you have to do is pull it out, put it together. And that one is a great one for $25. So this is what we mean by making it easy. Excuse me. Great time to get the coughs. So kits are great, and the kits are designed for all ages. And as you can see, there's one here that is a lovely game, so kids can put together and then have fun playing with it. There's a couple of birthday ones. This one's very 3D, which is lovely. So that's just a sample of some, and then our lovely Be Friends or something like that it is. But it's got the cats and dogs, so it's great for cards for people who love cats and dogs. So then we go through, we have quick and easy options. Now the quick and easy options, before we go any further in the quick and easy options, this is a vital page that I think everybody should keep, because this is telling you the top 10 crafting essentials. And I could add more to it, but this is just giving you an idea. So as a beginner, if you wanted to stamp and craft, what you need is some scissors, some glue, some dimensionals, some ink or ink spots, which is a great way to start, a block or two, a punch or two, the chamois, which, get mine out, and the snips, of course, are your wonderful pointy snips, very good for fussy cutting and everything else like that. Very, very sharp. Don't stab yourself with it. So your chamois comes like this, and it's damp, and then all you do when you finish cleaning your stamps, you just wash it out and put it in a container and use it. This one I've had since the very first time they brought a chamois out, and I have used it so many times, used it at classes, and I've just added the other one because this is getting a bit well worn, but is still very good and cleans the stamps up. And then, of course, a stamp set. And another great way to start is just some note cards and envelopes. They will get you going, really quick and easy little cards, and it's just a sample of something that you could use is just a little one like that. So you can do a quick card. This was one that was done for me by a friend, and it's absolutely beautiful. She sent to me. And then, of course, I'm here. Any demonstrator, wherever you are, they're a wealth of knowledge. So this, what we were saying before, is the easy part, is the mix and match. You can buy cards and envelopes that match. So you've got two different sorts. And then you've got 4 different ephemera packs. You've got one that's sayings alone. The other one is a mixture of different cutouts. Then you've got a floral cutouts, and then you've got frames or layers. And you can mix any of those, put together, put it on a card, and then you've got a very simple stamp set that is just sentiments that you would put on a card. Absolutely beautiful. And you're off and running. And then inside the catalogue, it's giving you an example of how you can do it. This is completely just using the sayings. Here's where you're adding a little bit more, and this one you're adding a little bit of stamping to it. So it's a great way to use the cards up, and they're absolutely beautiful cards. This is also a page that's worth hanging on to. This is a page that has 22 card designs. And card designs are so good when your mojo's not with you. It's a great way to get going. And then they've got some larger versions. So this one here would be this one. This one would be that one. That one, I think would be that one. And then you've got this one here, which I think is that one. But it's just an example of how you can mix and match your designs. And again, they're showing you more. This is the beauty of the catalogue. The catalogue is a wealth of knowledge. And again, there's some more very handy stamp sets for all occasions. Then we have our Memories and More, which is cards. You need to put them as a card front, or if you like scrapbooking and you like quick journaling and you like to put cards quickly together, a scrapbook page, or in our little albums, which are pocket pages, you can pop them together. And again, it's showing you some more products that you can use, some more our stamp and seal glue, the envelopes, and a little Stamp and Write marker. Then we have this little set, and this is a paper pack which actually comes with 6 sheets of pattern paper and 3 sheets of cutouts. So again, you can see here how it can be done. And there's another stamp set that you can use that would match really well with this particular one. Then we go Creativity Your Way. And when we go this way, this is where our sweets for your avid crafter, for the person who thoroughly enjoys creating their own idea. So our sweets start here. So this is one of the sweets called the Mediterranean Blooms. I've seen some beautiful work with this. So you can see very bright on one side and the blues on the other side. Just seen some amazing work done with this one. Then we have Take to the Sky, a great one for men. Absolutely beautiful papers, lots of planes, and not even men, but I think for boys, I think, you know, planes for any age will go really well. And the dies will actually make a biplane. So that's even a bonus. I think that's it there, just made. Then we have To Market, and this has got paper that you can do some fussy cutting, as well as some pattern paper. It's got the shopping bag and so forth, and it's got fruit and veggies that you can put in it, and it make a really fun card. Then the Wildly Flowering, again, it's full of florals, and it's got a lovely embossing folder, beautiful dies that go with the cut set. I think that one, and that one, I think by the look of it. It looks like it cuts all the flowers out, but then you've got these frames, and also comes with some textured dots. Then we have Full of Life, another fun, bright coloured idea. Another stamp set that I think is very handy for mix and matching. So you can have best wishes, best friend, happy birthday, thinking of you, dies, some ribbon, and some beautiful embellishments. The Lily Pond Lane, lovely one for something different in a card. It's not one that I've ever used, but there are demonstrators that have done some beautiful work using these papers. And again, I can see some fussy cutting, and you've got a landscape here. When I look at this one, I think of my husband and him playing golf, as there's water along the golf course. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Hello, Lucia. Oh, you like the Wildly Flowering? Went a bit fast. I missed your comment. Have you received that one at all? I've only seen it in the catalogue. I haven't actually seen anyone play with it, so it'd be interesting to see what turns up with that one. So our Thoughtful Journey is another one. This is definitely my favourite. I have used this paper so much. The landscapes in this is just so beautiful that it is such a wonderful one. And we're going to work with this one a bit later on. So I think the only thing I'm not using is the gems and the foils. So you've got beautiful dies, cuts 2 of the images out of the stamp set, But again, you've got some really nice stamp sets there. Then this is one of our mega suites, the Country Woods, and I'm actually falling in love with this. This paper, I just think you can do so much with, and the birdhouse is absolutely wonderful. So this, when I say it's a mega suite, it means that it's 2 stamp sets and 2 sets of paper. It's got an embossing folder, some ribbon, and some smoky slate embellishments. So it's a ripper of a one. Then Unbounded Beauty. I was very fortunate to get this paper at On Stage, and I've just loved it. This is another mega suite because you've got 2 stamp sets. You've got the 5 colours in the glimmer paper, and it does not come off when you use it. So that's a real plus. You've got a stamp set that's flowers only, and then you've got a stamp set that's sentiments only, and again you've got all these beautiful frames to use, and then, as I said, the beautiful paper that's in here. Yeah, the Thoughtful Journey one is just lovely, and you haven't played with the paper yet. Oh, well, that's interesting, Lucia, so that's really good. Layers of Beauty. This is another one with a mask, which the masks will allow you to put. There's 5 masks. You get dies, and it makes this beautiful, which I've got one right here on my desk, sorry. This is one I was playing with when I was having a go at the masks, except I made a boo-boo, but this will cut out, the die will cut it out, and it is stunning. Just using the different shades of yellow and blending them and creating that look. Haven't quite mastered exactly the spot because I can see where I've slightly misjudged, but this was a play, and I'm very happy even with that. If I was to send that on a card, it's really, really nice. So that's something that's worth thinking about. Our cut and emboss machines, our big one and our mini one. Now, my suggestion to anyone who's thinking about one of these is go for your big one, because your big one allows your dies, your embossing folders and everything to go through. The little one, it will have some embossing folders, but they're only very narrow. And I've got some, not just reach over to give you a bit of an idea. So even that one will not go through the mini one. So that's a smaller one, but the newer ones are quite big. So as you can see, it's half an A4 going through there, and you wouldn't want the little one. As I said, neither of these would go through there. But you could use all your dies quite comfortably in there. Thank you, Lucia. That was my first play. I haven't really done much more than that, but I just was using the yellows and getting darker and darker as I went along. I was trying to go with one colour only, and I thought it turned out pretty good. Got to remember that when you do the first layer, it's got to be extremely light. I'm inclined to be a little heavy-handed. I'll get there. Right, moving on, we have our stamp sets that come as a bundle, but this is a new idea that Stampin' Up have done, and I have not seen it before, but I love it. You have your choice of a punch or dies. Now, I like dies because of the fact that they're very, what would I call it, very space saving. I have a small container down here and my dies all fit in there, whereas I've got a massive little box of punches because, once again, I'll just pull one out. This is an old one, which I was playing with before. They're quite large, and if you've got needing space, dies are very handy for that. But it's again a preference. Some people, I have some ladies in my classes that are a bit arthritic and would not be able to handle a punch. They need a die. So it's a matter of choice. But we're now given the choice that we can either have the punch or the label. The good thing with the punch is you can just go and sit somewhere and just punch away and off you go. The die, you have to have a machine, so that's the only thing. So this particular one comes with a die that has 3 cutouts, and the punch is just the one. The keeping tabs, which is a great little one. Again, that's a good one for putting tabs on your catalogues or anything that you wish to put tabs on. We then have a couple of bundles here, which was the Friendly Fins dish. Got some hearts and hugs. Absolutely love this one. I ordered the wrong one. I've grabbed one from online instead of this one that I wanted. But that's all right. I like the one I got. Pocket Thoughts. This actually gives you your pockets. They're dies. It's another one to do concertinaed effect. We had something like this years ago that we used to have. Then we got for babies, attention shoppers. I have seen so much done with this one that I think I'm going to have to invest in it. Then we have Bistro Burger. So if you like a fun idea that you'd like to give to a male in the family. And then we've got this old style TV, which is really good. Some of you will remember it, some of you won't. I certainly remember our first TV being very similar to that. We've got Butterflies, Spotlight in Nature, which you've seen me use before, with these amazing circles. That's what attracted me to this one right from the beginning. We have In the Groove, which is a nice scenic one with hills. And then you've got The Loveliest Tree. Again, you've got some more here. We've got Snapdragons, Seaside Wishes with the sand dollars, which is very big in America, but I'll be honest, I've never seen a sand dollar, so I really don't know. Then it comes to the stamp sets and dies that are returning. Now, some of these would have been bundles in the last catalogue, but they're no longer a bundle, so that you buy them individually. So, some have punches. So these are lovely sets, and I'm so glad there's so many of these that have come back because, you know, you get to use them and, you know, they're gone. But this way they've stayed, and you can have so much fun doing it. So that, as you can see, there's a lot there, and I'm really glad the trusty tools didn't go. And then we're going on here. There's a section about our blocks. Sadly, we lost our small little A block, and I loved it. It was one of my favourite. We've got reversible stamps, which means that you can stamp on one side and flip it over and use the flat side, and you've got the same image. And we've got sets that allow you to do layers. So as you can see here, you can create your own scene of layers. It's got stamps that will allow you to add more into your cards. You then got this fun Hot Wheels car, great for little boys. I could see my great-grandson having some fun with one of those. Another scenic one, if you're into the scenes. I'm not very good at them, but a friend of mine, I watched him make a card, and what he did with using a scene set like this was amazing. So he's shifting my mind. Background stamps always come in handy. We received this one as our free gift on stage, and it's a great little one to use, but there are plenty of others that you can use as well. So I am flipping through it quite quickly for you so we can get onto our card. Again, some more stamp sets that we've had that are here. Storage, absolutely love these items for storage. Brilliant for in your craft room. Some more stamp sets, that just appreciation stamp sets, you know, that you might want to use. Then we're getting into where our papers are. So it's telling you like what paper's available, what cardstock's available, what designer series paper that are available in the in colours. Again, there's another little bit of paper there. Another sample of the stamp sets. Our scoring tool, which is a wonderful one to have. And again, some more stamp sets. And remember, all this in here, these are also inspiration things. Hello, Cherry, how are you? Hope you're well today. So, watercolour pencils, wonderful ideas. Then there's some more fun ones for kids, you know, the older kids, mini alphabet dies, for making up your own style of card. Then we've got this beautiful one if you like to make wedding invitations. Absolutely beautiful. One of my favourite papers is staying in. It's the Perennial Lavender. Absolutely adore that. Some lovely ones with the Home Sweet Home where you could do your bathroom or whatever. Another nice designer series paper that's came back. The Countryside Inn. It stayed in, which is lovely. And then we've got your metallic paper, your silver paper. There is gold. You've got your metallic enamel effects. That was the word I was looking for. And that's there as well, so that you can use your gold brushed paper and gold brushed cards and envelopes. Great for quick card making. Then our ribbons. So it's got a sample of all of our ribbons here and listed down here for you to see. Also, we have twines in there as well. There's some more there that you use. And our embellishments. Now, the beauty this time is they've put large photos of our embellishments. So you've got great colours in there. So you can see the in colours and things like that. Absolutely great to see them nice and large, because once upon a time they were small and you wouldn't have picked up that detail that's in this one. Then we go into the glues that are in that Stampin' Up have, and let's face it, we can't put a card together without some glue. So you've got all the different types of glues. You've got fine tip glue, you've got the green glue, which I use a lot because I must admit I've struggled with these compared to the old snail, but I am getting better. I am starting to use them more and more. Our mini dots, our dimensionals, so you've got large dimensionals, mini dimensionals, and then you've got a mixture pack in black, which is great for dark cardstock. You've got your tear and tape, you've got foam adhesive strips, which is great for doing shaker cards. Then you've got a foam sheet if you want to pop up letters and die cut them out. And you've got adhesive sheets for sticking things together. Then we've got some ideas for watercolouring. Beautiful images here. And again, as you can see, you've got lots and lots of ideas. And the artisan that did this beautiful pair has really captured it very well. Then again, with some more ideas for the cards so that you can see, and it will let you know what's available. So showing you some of the different folds that we can do. And so there's a shaker card, peekaboo card. Another fun one, and this one's designed for your masking, so you can put layers of animals together and stamp in such a way that it doesn't look like they're actually going to be behind each other. Some more there. Embossing paste, which is great to use, where you can die cut an image and use that to do the embossing paste. All our dry emboss folders, absolutely beautiful folders there, so you've got lots and lots of fun ones there. And then our blending pens, most of them are in their own colours. You've got your Stampin' Right markers, which are these, and they come in packs depending on the different colours that you want. You've got natural or neutral skin tone colours, and I've used one of them for a pink. It's actually been really nice. Our colour wheel, absolutely wonderful, so that you can get a bit of an idea of colours to use. So for instance, if you want some reds and you're wanting to looking for a contrast colour, you look at the other side so that the opposites attract. And you'll see in the catalogue there are ideas of how to use it so that you can see there's, right, that big word, I'm not even going to try it today, showing you 3 colours that are together. You've got your monochromatic, which is all in the same hues, your complementary, which is, again, like what I've said here, you've got a couple of colours there, and then you pick up a couple on that side, and then your triadic, which is 3 different spots that you can pick up some colours, and they've given you the inspiration underneath. Then we come into our inks, and it's showing all the different inks. So this is the subtles, which are the nice soft ones I'd probably use more on your baby cards and everything. Yeah, the colour wheel is a great tool. Lucia was just talking about it. We were very lucky at on stage that we got one of these that moves around, and I tell you what, I have used it more than I realised. Such a great tool, but you've got it in your catalogue, so you can use it and go with it, and it's wonderful. It opens up a whole heap of inspirations in deciding what colours you were going to use. You've got your brights and your regals, and I love the examples that they've used here, like the regals, they've shown you fruits. Here they've got the brights, which is party feels. And then you've got your neutrals, which is your down-to-earthy colours, and then our in colours. Now, if you don't know about our in colours come in for 2 years. So every year we have one set drop off and a new set come in. And so this set, the Copper Clay, Wild Wheat, Boho Blue, Moody Mauve and Pebble Path came last year. So they're in for another year. But we've received these beautiful colours this year, the Pretty in Pink, Peach Pie, Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash and Petunia Pop. Next year, they'll move across and we'll get another set. We also this year received another neutral product that we haven't had before, and that's in your basic set. I called it neutral, but it's a basic. It's a basic colour. So we've got a basic beige, which is in between your cream and your crumb cake, your very vanilla. So now you've got your very vanilla, basic white, basic beige and basic black as your main stable colours that you can use. Then on the back of it, you've got an index which is showing all your stamps, dies, papers, stamps, punches, tools. You can go through and it's all there. Most of them are in the back. I don't think there's too many that are not written there. And then, of course, it talks a little bit about joining the Stampin' Up team or the Stampin' Up community. And if you like to be around like-minded people, being part of the Stampin' Up community is such a great way to be. And Cherry and Lucia are a couple of people that I have met through Stampin' Up. So how much fun. You've then got here a QR code, and that will take you straight to the Stampin' Up site. So if you go in there and you wish to order something, this will take you, but then you find a demonstrator and you pop my name in, and I'd love to have you order from me if you haven't got a demonstrator. But what a quick way to jump to the site instead of trying to log it all in. So that's our catalogue. And I could spend a lot more time on it, but I think you'll find that I want you to go finding. I call this catalogue a bit of a treasure hunt because I can go through this time and time again and always find something new. And that's going to keep me busy over the next 12 months with this catalogue, because looking for something different or finding something different is a great plus. So I hope you've enjoyed that quick tour. It was very quick, I know, but I thought if we want to do a little card today, this was the best way to do it. Okay, I'm just going to move some things because I've got stuff everywhere. Now, as I said, I'm going to use the Thoughtful Wishes bundle for our card today. This is another one that's absolutely lovely. Now, the papers are to die for. They are just beautiful. And look at the flip side. You can use the flip side or that side. It's up to you. Look at that. Again, you've got both sides plain on one. Beautiful colouring. Look at the thistles there. I call them, I'm not sure if they're thistles or not, but that's what they remind me of. Again, you've got these beautiful colours in the background. And you can imagine having that as the base of your stamp, of your card, and then you can pick those colours from there to go for everything else. Sorry for laughing, everybody, but Lucia said she's using something different tonight. The last few lives, we've seemed to have been channeling the same stamp set, which is quite funny. So again, we've got this. Look at the soft colours there. I just think this paper is just beautiful. Now that one is nearly the same. Look at that. Different colouring, but yet they look so different. There's another one. Look at the wild wheat on the back. Reminds me of that salt effect. A nice beach one. Some colours. And look, what I found again is a third one in a totally different colour. So you can imagine you could do the same card with different backgrounds and that, using the different colours, and they would look so, so different. This is the piece that I'm using today. Just love the colours in this. And I'm only using a small sliver from this side. And the back side is those colours. We've got just the colour concept in this. Lost Lagoon on that side. And a beautiful one there. And again, another one that you could do a lot with. How nice are those papers? They are absolutely beautiful. So I'll just pull back the one that I was using. And to find it. Okay, that's the card, the one I'm using. So what I'm going to... only using a small slither from the pack. So I'll get all my bits and pieces that I've pre-cut because I didn't know how long I was going to take today. So we're using this, and I've just got a small piece. So I've got Cajun Craze for my background because I felt that picked up the beautiful colours in here. I have got a piece of Mossy Meadow, and then I've got a piece of this, as I said, piece of this. So what I've done is I've got the Cajun Craze is 21 centimetres by 14.9, scored at 10.5. The DSP is 5 centimetres by 14 centimetres, and the Mossy Meadow is 14.5 by 5.5. So that'll give just a nice border. And I felt that that just lifted the colour beautifully. So I'll burnish for a nice crisp edge. I'll burnish the fold because you don't want a card sticking up everywhere. So I'm going to glue these two pieces together. And I'm just going to pop that on. I'm trying not to go out of the page today, because it's the last thing I want to do for you guys is to be off the camera. I just cannot get myself in the right frame of mind when I'm doing it. I just seem to pop it everywhere else. But as I said, we're using this. I forgot to mention these. I started to go ahead. So we've got beautiful set of dies and the stamps. So what we'll do is we're going to stamp this. And oh, look, I don't know what they're meant to be, but I'm calling them corn stalks because that's what they remind me of. So I'm going to stamp in Memento Black. And because it's on a big block, I'm just going to very carefully make sure I've got the colour in. And I'm going to stamp that. Give that a clean before it gets knocked onto something, because I've done that before. I don't know about you, but I've certainly done it many a time where I've done something different. So what I've gone and done is I've gone and taken light and dark wild wheat and light old olive. And I'm just going to show you how I coloured it. I won't die cut it because I've already got one pre-prepared, but just to show you the way I did it. So on the larger leaves, I've just stroked lightly, just some colour at the base of the leaves. And then as I'm doing it, I'm turning it around so that I can have control of what I'm doing. These little leaves, I haven't worried so much with the old olive, so I'm just picking it up, just giving it a bit of colour. It's more these thicker leaves that I'm picking up some colour. And as I said, I'm just flicking it more than anything else in the spot, bringing it round and coming through. And that's all I'm needing to do in that. So I'll just bring that up a bit closer so you can see what I'm talking about. It's just a little bit of it, not a great deal. It's just to give a dark point at the base of the stalk. Then I'm going to come in with my dark wild wheat, and I'm only using the fine tip for all of it. And again, I'm just going to flick, picking up from where the old olive is, just flicking that through. This will help blend those colours into each other. Pop them through. And now I'm going to put a little bit of the dark in those fine ones. Not a great deal, just a dot basically. I'm popping that through there. Just giving it a bit of colour. Just a tiny tad of it. Some of these tinier ones, I wouldn't even worry with them. But just flicking it. Giving it a shade. Now, if you want to know how I came up with this, is I looked at the paper and picked out colours that were in the paper. So now I'll use my light wild wheat, and I'm just going to bring it to the tips. Just fill in the rest of them and bring it through. Again, I'm still only using a flicking motion because I just want to, I'm really just extending the colour. And we're popping that through. Getting that through that way. And there we go. Very quick, very simple. And there you can see, it's just got the, oops, I've missed one. Wow, go back and do it. And there we go. So as you can see, just the colour. And then with the magic of colour vision, as they say, there it is cut out, and this one's dried and it's blended in, and you can pick up the yellowness of the leaves. because we're looking at autumnal colours, so we're wanting that shade. Now I've die cut from our dies, die cut the flower and the flower stems. Now I did try using an adhesive sheet because, as Lucia knows, adhesive sheets are something I always use, but I found this didn't allow me to shift it into place because it got stuck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a bit of liquid glue. So I'm just going to put a little bit, just the tiniest dot of glue, if it's going to come out without going blob, whoops, just a little bit of glue, picking up some spots on the back of the leaf, the leaves and the stem, because I want it to hold, because the other flower is, the other one is actually the flower, and this way we can do this. But as I said, the adhesive sheet just stuck down too quick and it did not allow me to maneuver it around so I could get it exactly where I want it. I'll just pick this up, and I started down, oops, down the bottom. This is why liquid glue is better. Start down the bottom, shifting it into place, making sure the leaves met up, the stems met up with the previous stems of the other flower, and just gently maneuver them into place. Now I could not have done that with the adhesive sheet. It would have stuck. So there's our flower. I've also cut one of the large images from there in wild wheat, which I love that colour. And then I've cut out some leaves, and I will cut some leaves out showing you what I did. So as you can see, they're quite different. So how I did this was I got a piece of paper, and I've got my colours that I've used. I've added Daffodil Delight, Poppy Parade and Copper Clay. So I started off with a bit of green because that's our base. So I'm just going to put some green on the bottom, just using the thick end of my blender. Then I've added a little bit of the brown because we're sort of slowly developing the colour. So the Copper Clay comes in here. And all I really did was I just added colour till I was happy. So wild wheat there. And I just wore that. That was really smart. Then I came in with the, with the red first to create a bit of a, and because this is very pinky, I actually found that I went over it. And I picked up the yellow, come in with the yellow, that gives it a more of a, and I actually just gave it a bit of a tone there. And then I got the dies. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Got my dies, and I just picked up this particular flower. I'll just, a leaf, I'll just cut that one out because I've got a couple of other ones there. Because if I do too many, I think I'll rock too much of the page. So all I did was, as I said, put that back in the screen so you can see. So I've just picked it up. I've decided where I want my colours to be on this particular one. Can I get it? I'll get that one there. I might get a couple out in one pass, which would be really nice if we can do that. I might just turn that one the opposite way so that they don't look like that they've been streaks. And then I'm just going to pop that through. Please, I hope this does not rock too much for you. So then when you look at it, I'm going to take this out and take your pick tool. And there's the leaf. And as you can see, it's very much an autumn leaf with the colours blending through. And it doesn't show the marks like, you know, it doesn't look like you've been colouring. And there's the other one. And they just give a beautiful effect, which you can use for this, for the look I'm going for in this one, because this particular paper was immediately autumn, and that's why I've gone for it. So that's all I did to get the colour of the leaves. So you can choose whether you want an autumn look or greens and blues. You can pop them all through. Just pop these away so I don't lose them, because I would hate to lose my dies. Okay, so they're all my bits and pieces that I've got. So I'm going to pop the other bits out. Yep. Let's make sure I've got every bit out. Yep. Oh dear, one of those days today. So we're going to then just put a bit of glue on the back of this and adhere that down. And I'll just pop that in, because I've only made it just a fraction shorter. And that just picks up that colour in there. So then what I want to do is put this piece across. So I'm going to look at where I'd like to have it. And I'm just going to put a tiny bit of glue, because I want it to be fairly free-flowing so that it's not stuck down. I did do one previously and I had the adhesive sheet behind, and unfortunately it was too solid for what I like, the look I was going for. So there's that. I'm going to pop that on there. And then I'm going to lay this over the top, but I'm going to look at where I'm going to put my flower before I do it. So I think the flower, I don't know, put the flower in there. I didn't use it before, and I thought, oh, I'll use it this time, but now I'm beginning to wonder if I do need it. So I'm going to pop the leaves. They'll be sitting, put these leaves like so. Yeah, I don't think that flower, that's just a bit much if I put that back in there. Let me have a look. I think more half hidden. I think I had it too far out before. So I'm going to pop a little bit of glue on the back of that. Just hope I'm not going out of the screen. I sort of need it to be able to yell at me and say, hey, you're off screen. So I'll pop that and I'll have that sort of in there. I'm going to get some mini dimensionals and I'm going to pop on the back of some of the leaves. I should not have grabbed it by my fingers. This is what our take your pick tools for, and it helps you lay them where they need to be. Pop that on there. And then that down there. Okay, I'll take the backs off. take that, keeping that very autumny look. Yeah, I went back with the flower, Lucia. It just needed it. It just picks up a bit better. So then I'm going to put these in, because I just would like this bit of colour. These three I'm going to probably put on the inside. I have got a strip of, I did have a strip somewhere. Probably knowing my luck. Oh no, there it is. It's slid under my glass mat. I have got a strip to go on the inside. And I'm just wondering whether to put some leaves down the bottom. I'm thinking just a bit of leaf to pick up again, that add that little bit of extra colour, which is the autumn look. Now, I don't know if these are corn stalks. As I said, that's what I'm calling them, but because that's what it reminds me of. Not that I've ever grown corn, but whenever I've seen American movies and they've got going through cornfields, that's what I see. Put that there. And then just put that in there. So there we've got lots of colour and very autumn look. And the paper looks so different from what it originally was. So there was the piece of paper. Still can see it down here, but it's picked up all those autumn colours. And yeah, I'm happy with that. Then what I've gone and done is I'll take a piece of black and I'm going to emboss my sentiment in white. So using the embossing buddy, which I don't know what I'd do if I lost that, because it is absolutely brilliant. And this card I'm going to use for a friend of ours who lost his mother. And, you know, I think he's a chap that's lived on his own. And now that his mum's gone, it'd be very difficult. But I wanted a really nice sympathy card. And it didn't need to be flowery, not for a male. They don't like flowery cards. Well, I don't think they do anyway. There are some that do like it, but this chap, no. I think it's time I got some new embossing powder, because it's looking like it's got more black in it than it has white. So that's what I get when I use it all the time. So just clean off those little specks that have strayed on there, because we don't want them. I am going to cut it out, so it probably won't matter. So just hopefully not too noisy. I'm sorry if I'm off screen, but it's just my cord won't reach any further than where it is. And I don't know about you, but I love embossing. I used to be scared of it, but not anymore. Now, through the power of TV, so you're not having to watch me, I have pre-cut, I've fussy cutted the design out. And I'm just thinking, that's looking bare. No. I've got some twine. I'm going to use some black twine to create a big bow. Sit behind it. Sorry, I keep going off screen. I don't mean to. It's only when I look up and realise that I've wandered off. It's easy enough to do. actually. I'm now rethinking where I'm going to put it. I might put it there. No, it's too much to one side. I think it needs to be over here. So I'm thinking I might do it like so, yeah. Okay, so I'll get a glue dot. And put that behind my knot. And lay my bow across here. Work out how I want it to go. And again, I'm going to use some mini dimensionals. I probably might use some black ones because I've got a black sheet of cardstock. Just pop some dimensionals, making sure that they don't poke out. Make sure I don't put a dimensional where my, yep, that'll be perfect. So I'll pop that over. Now, normally this is where I'd add some gems, but I think there's enough on here that it doesn't need a gem. I think that would just be a bit too much and it'd just take it away from the digging my little box and just have a look what I've got. Because there might be something in there that might be the right colours. Which, well, I'll tell you what I will use. I never even gave it a second thought until I went looking. Is I might pop these little birds. I might put a couple of those on there, flying in different directions. And I don't think that takes it away from the card. Pop on there. There we go. That does make it a bit better. I meant to ask you, ladies, I hope you all had a lovely Mother's Day yesterday. I certainly did. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do our insert. I've got a piece of white and I'm going to put this little piece of paper down the side, and then I think I'll put just a couple of leaves to tie it in with the front. Take that, pop that in there, leaving a small white border. Oops, not like that. There was a perfect example of why liquid glue is so good, because it moves. I'll adhere this to the base. And pop that in. And then I think maybe just 2 leaves floating around the bottom here. Keeps up with that autumn look. One. And pop the other. And there's the card. So as you can see, it's just a lovely autumn tone card. And there's that. And previous one that I did was this one. Different background, and just added some elements, and this is where I had the adhesive and it stuck, and it just didn't, to me it didn't look right. But I'm very happy with this one. I like the flowers in it. It actually gives it more depth, and I think too this background allows me to do a lot more. So there we go. There's our, so that was my first inspiration, but that was our card for today. So I hope you liked that, and that you enjoyed it. And I just should leave my other one there so you can have a good look at them both. I've got some gems on this one because I've made a completely different saying on it. So anyway, there we go. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all next week. Thank you, everybody. Bye.